And welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas having a ball visiting with Chris Gump and Joanne Murray from the Hall of Fame Enshrinement Festival. And okay, so we've spoken for a half of a program, and we've gotten through about 3 events. So what else is happening then next?
We're going to scoot through, and our quickness does not diminish the quality and the importance of all these events. We just want to get them all in because they're all so great. Yes. So on Friday, August 5th at, I think it's 9:30 in the morning, you can go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame and take your camera, and all of the returning Gold Jackets will be lined up on the steps of the hall for a photo opportunity. And I think we've heard there will be 124 returning, which is even larger than the number that came for our 50th anniversary 3 years ago. So it's a super opportunity. And then while you're doing that, if you're a young man or a dad and you do that, maybe mom's at home getting ready for the fashion show luncheon, because that's at noon on Friday, August 5th. And we have Stephanie Schaefer from Fox 8 returning as our MC. We have 29 regional retailers and boutiques providing fashions. So it's going to be a really good show.
Oh, my
Tickets
goodness.
are available.
Okay, let's talk
go
about
back
that.
and say that again.
Tickets are available.
Why do you suppose that is?
I don't know. We'll hear a week after the event was over, we'll hear ladies saying, I wish I could have gotten tickets for the fashion show, but I know it's sold out. It is not. We can still accommodate many more people with great seats, great lunch, great fashions, a wonderful door prize that we're awarding, a specially designed necklace created by Alan Rodriguez at Jewels. I wish I didn't work at the Chamber so I'd be eligible, because it's gorgeous. So, yes, tickets available.
Okay, because there are folks listening, and just as you said, they will not think that there's any possible way they can get in. But let's take a moment and talk about how extraordinary that fashion show luncheon is.
Yeah, it's really the largest in the state of Ohio as far as we know. We've really expanded the quality and the number of retailers and boutiques that are in it. So we have fashions for mainly women, but we have some male fashions as well and some children's fashions. So we feature some of the great stuff that the Hall of Fame has in their retail shop on some of our children's models. So it's really just a wonderful afternoon with your friends.
It's amazing. The lights, the choreography, the music, the entertainment, that's all woven together. It's spectacular. You won't believe you're in Canton, Ohio. That's what I hear over and over again.
We have a surprise entertainment that is a unit that's going to be in the Canton Repository Grand Parade. It's going to make a little sneak performance at the fashion show. So we've got some really unique and different entertainment.
Ways to get tickets.
Yeah, there are several events that we still have tickets, some more limited than others, but we have tickets available for the fashion show luncheon. There are limited tickets for the Enshrinees Gold Jacket dinner. We have tickets for the Concert for Legends with Tim McGraw.
Wow,
yes,
okay.
Tim McGraw. Woohoo! The Canton Repository Grand Parade, the Enshrinement, and the game. So your best resource is to go to either the Enshrinement Festival or the Hall website, and that is profootballhof.com/tickets or profootballhofef.com. Either
the
website.
EF being Enshrinement Festival.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. All right. And you can still go and don't miss it, especially if you've never been.
Well,
And it's a great lunch.
Well, what you're going to do is go to the photo op in the morning, the fashion show in the afternoon, and then to the Concert for Legends with Tim McGraw Friday night.
There you go.
And then you're going to stay up all night and you're going to go to the parade the next morning.
That's right. And Chris has exciting news to share about our partnership on the Grand Parade with the Repository.
We're so excited. We live in a community that is just amazing, and the support that not only the Chamber receives, but all organizations within Stark County. As you know, the Timken Company for many years, before them the Hoover Company, then Timken, and then Timken Steel, the Canton Repository stepped up this year and has entered into a multi-year agreement with us to be the title sponsor of the Grand Parade, which makes total sense.
It sure does.
It is just so
That's
exciting.
wonderful.
And when people say, well, why does that make sense? Younger folks in the community wouldn't know, but I think it was 1959. The Repository wrote an article saying that pro football needs a Hall of Fame, and Canton is the logical site for that to happen. So it was those people with big visions and big confidence and big ideas at the Repository that got the ball rolling and led to the Pro Football Hall of Fame being built here and opening its doors in 1963.
It's just, and we have an amazing parade planned. It's just you can't miss it. And where can you go and get a parade ticket for $9 and have a chair or a bleacher reserved for you? So you can just come. You don't have to go through the crowds and
every bit as good as, we hear about the Macy's Parade or the Rose Parade. This is as big and as exciting. Can you give us a little bit of hint, some of the units that we can look forward to?
Well, the most important thing, of course, the current class will be riding.
There you go.
As well as a very large contingent of the returning Gold Jackets. And I mean, they're literally
120, you said?
124, and they're just riding right up the street in convertibles, and fans are going crazy to see them.
And I think one of the neatest things is when you talk to the guys after the Enshrinement Festival is over and you say, what was your aha moment? And they'll say, in the parade.
Yeah.
It was amazing, the people on the route. We have over 200,000 people on the parade route. And they just feel so welcomed. And our community is so welcoming and so loving and just so appreciative that these guys come every year.
Yes.
And many of them do come every year.
They do. It's fun to see how emotional they get with this experience year after year after year.
Yeah. We have several bands coming from the class hometown.
We do.
So they travel.
I think at least 3 of the enshrinees will be represented with their hometown bands, and we have some great floats thanks to our generous sponsors and the giant helium balloons. We have the South Shore Drill team from Chicago coming back, and that always gets the
That's
crowd
a
going.
huge hit.
They're great.
Yeah, so we're very proud of the parade. It will be broadcast again on Fox Sports Ohio, but there's nothing like being there, so we hope people will buy those reserved chairs and bleacher seats and come out and enjoy a great parade.
Yeah, and just so you know, too, when you purchase a ticket, it helps to cover the cost of the put the parade on. It's not like we're just trying to, make money. It's to cover the expenses of all our events. So it's important that people continue to support us.
Well, when the parade is over, we don't just go home. What do we do next?
We go to John's Bar and have lunch.
We do indeed.
You do. And then what's after that?
Well, for the rest of you, on Saturday is a really full day, and I encourage you again to check the websites because there are several autograph sessions on the campus at the hall for returning Gold Jackets as well as for the current class. And then, of course, there's a fan party leading up to the enshrinement that night.
I don't want that to go unheard. You can not only get autographs of the current class, which is a great class, but also some returning Gold Jackets.
You can. It is a ticketed item, but well worth the money because there will be a large contingent, and I don't have the list with me to tell you who they are, but there'll be some great Gold Jackets there signing autographs and taking photos, and we get a lot of people who take advantage of that opportunity.
And it's on the hall's website, so they can go and see where they can get tickets for that. But I was kidding about John's Bar. Well, I really wasn't. We do go to John's Bar.
We do.
But we also go to the enshrinement, which is the central focus of the entire...
That's what this is all about.
So the enshrinement is, when you think about, Susie, you remember, and Joanne, remember when it was on the steps at the hall?
Right.
And where
do.
we've
Yes.
come. And now this is going to be the first class to be inducted in the new Tom Benson Stadium.
Incredible.
I mean, you've got to be there for that.
Let's talk about that because that also will be where the Tim McGraw concert takes place. And as I understand, one of the only, if not the only, stadiums now in its new state that has that spectacular of a stage full time, that the staging is like a real full-fledged, full-time program event stage. And our new class will get to be inducted on that.
They will. We were at the hall the other day. We were in David Baker's office, and his window looks right there. And we said, "Oh my gosh, there's the stage!"
It's right there. The night before, of course, Tim McGraw will be performing in the second annual Concert for Legends. It was Aerosmith last year. We had a blast at that.
And that sold out, did it not?
Well, it was sold out, but then once they got further along with the North Stands renovation, they realized the configuration was a little different, so they have some tickets available. So, yeah, you can. I think you can still get tickets
can
for Tim
still
McGraw.
get to Tim McGraw.
Yes,
Okay.
don't miss that opportunity.
Yes.
And then, of course, then Saturday night would be the enshrinement, and it's just, as Chris said, the whole reason for the celebration. And the speeches are just amazing. The people you wouldn't expect to get emotional do. Everyone does, and it's just a wonderful thing.
Let's talk about that. Men that are getting enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame don't say, "I'm going into the Hall of Fame." They say, "I'm going to Canton."
It's David Baker, I think, really has just done an amazing job. And when we were talking earlier about how this has happened, I mean, he's been able to open doors for people that, I mean, Tim McGraw is a personal friend, I think, of David Baker's.
Yeah, it is.
But
Yeah.
it's just a very emotional time. And the thing that I found most interesting was the symbolic of them walking from the hall right to the stage. So they're going to go from the building right there.
Right. And as the hall likes to say, this is now, these enshrinees are the members of a team from which you can never be cut. Canton is your forever home.
Wow.
And it's just great that we've seen a video when David Baker is at the Super Bowl and the selectors meet to vote on the class, and the class is selected, and those who were finalists are at the hotel waiting for a phone call or a knock on the door to say you made it or you didn't. And there is a video where David goes to each of the newly elected members and knocks on the door to tell them they've been inducted. And I've seen it, I think, 5 times, and like Chris, every time I see it, I cry.
Is this new? Is this a new tradition?
This
that he
is
has
relatively
started?
new. They used to call
Yes.
and say, come down to the ballroom. The hall and the chamber are really trying to do everything more on a one-on-one personal basis.
What an
And so
emotional
he knocks on
time.
the doors. And one of the most emotional really was the family of Ken Stabler when they knocked on the door. Of course, Ken Stabler's deceased, and it
Yes.
was his daughter who answered the door, and she just melted into David Baker's arms. And, David
And those are
describes
ample
himself.
arms.
He describes himself as one donut shy of 400 pounds, and he's 6'8". So yes, we look like midgets next to him. And everyone, I mean, even Brett Favre, who everyone knew was a shoo-in.
But they say 5 seconds. It took 5 seconds.
It took 5 seconds to vote on him, and his face was still one of awe, and he was so humble that you want to remember that, because you think of these people as being superstars and they must be aloof and all that. They're not. They're people just like us with different talents than we have, and we like to talk about their integrity and their character and their excellence in all areas of their life. So it's a wonderful thing to see.
I'm pretty sure that you can find it on the hall's website.
Probably so.
It's on there. If not, you can YouTube it.
I think it's called the Knock on the Door.
Yes.
Oh, got to look on that. Okay, YouTube that. Knock on the door. Okay, do we have a bugle and drum band, because we are so out of time?
We do. Let me real quickly say about Enshrinees Game Day Roundtable,
my
Sunday,
favorite.
August
Yes.
7th.
My favorite.
The class was just inducted the night before. They
Yes.
sit center stage and just chat about life and football.
Unscripted, don't miss that.
Unscripted. It's
It's my
humorous. It's
favorite
emotional.
event.
It's great. More autograph sessions at the hall on Sunday, August 7th. Then we go into the game that night between the Indianapolis Colts and the Green Bay Packers. And again, I think there are tickets available. And then the last event of the 2.5 weeks is the drum corps competition on Monday, August 8th. 8 of the top corps, including our own Bluecoats, who have finished first out of 7 competitions. They're great. And the final 2 things of the whole festival will be in September. September 8th, 9th, and 10th is the Canton Kickoff Celebration downtown. And on Saturday of those 3 days, we'll have the 5K Gold Jacket National Championship. So run, walk, enjoy that.
So
Awesome.
We're not busy.
No, not at all. Website where we can get all the information about all of this.
2 sites. Ours is profootballhofef.com. You can also go to profootballhof.com/tickets for some of the events.
Chris Gump, Joanne Murray, thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining us
Susie.
in our
it's always
community.
fun.
We enjoyed it.